Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Holisatul Ilmiah. Firstly, Excellency to Mr. Alimin, such as Lecturer of Research and Development course. Secondly, my beloved friends who see my presentation. And at this time, I will to present about my assessment. The title is Developing Speaking Materials Based on Text-Based Learning in Teaching Analytical Exposition Text for 10th graders at SMA Hidayatul Salam, Lowayu. There are three tables of content. Firstly, introduction. Secondly, review of related literature. Thirdly, research design. Chapter 1. Background of the research. Speaking ability is a skill learned by students to master a second language for the development of other language skills, so that students can use speaking in studying and communication. One of the most important English skills to master is speaking, because by having well speaking skills, students can convey what they feel through social interaction. Problem of the research. How is speaking materials in teaching analytical exposition for 10th graders at SMA Hidayatul Salam developed? Objective of the research: to describe how to develop the appropriate speaking materials in teaching analytical exposition for 10th grade students at SMA Hidayatul Salam. Significance of the product. Theoretically, the result of this research contributes to increased motivation in learning to speak English for students. The results of this study are expected to have a positive influence in improving teaching English. It can be used as a reference for a next study. Practically, this research is expected to be very useful for students, English teachers, and future researchers. For students, this research is expected can use the materials to improve their speaking skills. For English teachers, this research is helpfully able to can be used as a supplementary materials for teaching and learning process of speaking. For future research, this research will be a reference for the development of a research. Specification of the product. First, the material product is developed based on the analysis of the basic needs of teachers and students of English 10th graders. In the materials, focus on the teaching analytical exposition text second semester. Second, the material focus on teaching analytical exposition text. Third, there are some activities in the teaching of analytical exposition text. Fourth, each activity begins with finding a topic, finding the meaning of the new vocabulary, and then presenting the results of the analytical exposition text created. Fifth, to make it easier for teachers to use the materials, there is a teaching guide. Limitation of the research. Based on the background of the research, this research focuses on the development of speaking materials based on text-based learning that limited in transactional, interpersonal, and short-functional analytical exposition text. In Merdeka curriculum, the research focused on the one class of 10 graders second semester. Definition of key terms. First, research and development is a process used to develop and validate educational product by Borg and Gall, 1983. Second, speaking is the process of building and sharing meaning through the use of verbal and non-verbal symbols in a variety of contexts by Cheney, 1998. Third, analytical exposition text is a text that elaborates the research idea about phenomena surrounding. The research should give the opinions from the topic to make the reader easily get the purpose of the text by Juhari 2009. And fourth, SMA Hidayatul Salam is one of high school in Gresik that located in Luai village, Dukun district, Gresik Regency. And SMA Hidayatul Salam has two majors, namely natural science and social science. This is the table of content, the second chapter. Chapter 3, Research Design. This research is categorized into educational research and development. Educational research and development is a process used to develop and validate the educational products such as materials, objects, teaching methods, and media by Borg and Gall, 1983. In this research, the product development process follows the steps outlined by the ADDI model, Molinda, 2008. Description of the setting. A place where the research can be used is necessary. As a result, the research is looking for a high school that could serve as a research location. The research selects SMA Hidayatul Salam based on the school's suitability for usage as a research location on Luai village. Procedure of developing the materials. There are three need analyses. First, questionnaire for the teacher. The type of teacher questionnaire is an open-ended questionnaire. This questionnaire consists 20. Second, questionnaire for the students. The questionnaire for the students consists of 12 questions. And third, interview for the teacher. The research used semi-structured interviews to collect data. Developing the material. First, the first step is developing material. Second, finding the materials. The research searched many books and internet database for relevant information. The research chose the research in accordance with the learning objectives and curriculum. Fourth, then, selection of the speaking research in this stage based on the Merdeka curriculum and learning objectives flow, which are used as teaching reference in the class. Fifth, the next step is to design the material using Microsoft Word. Sixth, the research then presents the product to the expert and the teacher for validation. 7. The research work is revised after receiving approval from the expert and the instructor. Revision 1 is the name of this revision. 8. The research evaluates the product in class after completing revision 1. The research evaluates the product in class after completing revision 1. And 9. After the evaluation procedure is complete, the product will be revised in accordance with the teacher and student surveys. Revision 2 is the name of this phase. Expert and teacher validation. Expert validation. The expert is a professional English lecturer who mastering teaching speaking at University of Komarudin. Teacher validation. The teacher validator is English teacher at SMA Hidayatul Salam. Evaluation. Design of the evaluation. The evaluation will be implemented one day in the classroom during English lesson. This is based on the consideration of the teacher who allows her teaching time to be used as an evaluation. Subject of the evaluation. The subject of the evaluation were English teachers and 10th grader students of SMA Hidayatul Salam Lowayu in the academic year 2023 until 2024. Instrument for collecting the data during the evaluation. First, questionnaire. Second, observation checklist. Third, field notes. Data analysis technique. Data from need analysis. This data analysis will be obtained from the observation checklist, field notes, teacher's questionnaire, and student's questionnaire, which contain opinions about the developed product. Data during the evaluation. This data analysis will be obtained from the observation checklist, field notes, teacher's questionnaire, and student's questionnaire, which contain opinions about the developed product. And this schedule of the research. Okay, thank you. I think enough from my presentation. I'm sorry if I have many mistakes during presentation. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.